Hello? Wait. No webcam here. Is there a background? Hold on. Dude, Foresight, chatbot. Hi! There was supposed to be a webcam here. Give me a minute. Let me see. There's webcam. Yep. Damn it. Let's see here. Oh! Is this the issue I'm thinking of? Okay, okay. Wait, what? Video capture device. Capture. Yeah. Ha! Okay, so give me a minute here. Cause I don't know why, but okay, so it looked earlier this worked, and now it's not playing nice. Settings, yes. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. So control do. Bah! Wait a second. Wait a second. Why is my... That's there. But... Okay. This is not how this should be. Oh... Ah! Okay. One moment. I was messing around with some stuff earlier, and I now know what's going on. So give me 1 second here. Actually, you know what? That was not what I needed there. I need this. And I want... select you. Yep. Okay, let's go back to here. Oh, God. What? No! Oh... Okay. What's going on? Yay, the joys of troubleshooting stuff in real time. Granted, I mean, this was to be expected because so know what's going on. Copy that. This shouldn't be the worst issue in the world, but man, I am deeply embarrassed about it. Skill thing. So I did blow apart my entire setup and stuff, and it definitely looks like I got the result. Oh, wait a second. Hey, where's the? Yes, there's that, and then that composite. Set the default. Okay, yes, hell yeah. I am not a professional, but I try. Okay. So if I do yay! Woo! Okay, cool. So sorry about everything just now. Whew, okay. You know what? Maybe I'm a little too big. Shrink myself down a little bit. Don't want to get too big for my britches, especially after the wonderful fiasco that you may have unfortunately just saw. So, today on VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, we're gonna be campfire cooking. So, I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier when I was doing the troubleshooting stuff, is that I have completely blown apart my setup just so that way I could be here, next to the fire pit. So, and also I haven't made too much of an effort to like advertise this stream or to like really like showcase it or anything, because yeah, this is gonna be a really big stretch project. And as I'm saying that, I'm also thinking about, man, there's a tool I should have grabbed before I started this, and whatever, I can grab that later. So today we are gonna be cooking, what was it called? Pot au foulet, I believe. And this is oh, lovely. I don't know if you can hear or not, but I actually do have rain scheduled for my location. You might be thinking, hey, Sugi, you're campfire cooking. Are you doing that in a safe location? And the answer is yes. And what's going on is I basically have my fire pit and a small part of my setup over one of those like pop-up tents. And hopefully everything should be fine. I don't know. This is definitely this is one of the more experimental things that I've been wanting to do. So I'm definitely going to be very awkward. I'm definitely not going to be in my best element here. Part of that is actually going to be the fact that actually, wait, I should actually go ahead, because I'm constantly looking at chat, and I should put chat over there. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Sweet. Now it's easier for me to see chat. Cool. Let's see. Wait. Awkward. Chat. Yeah, setup. So, I'm actually sitting down, which is probably the first time on a stream I've sat down for stream. So, the trees are rustling, the wind is blowing, and who knows when this storm front system can come in. So, first things first, in order to cook over a campfire, you gotta have a campfire. And there's no campfire right now. So, we're gonna fix that problem first. That's gonna be the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna get into that, and then after that, then we can start cooking. So, just give me a little bit of a moment here, because this is literally this is probably gonna be the most awkward thing I've ever done. So, first off, I'm gonna actually, you know what? Screw it. I got a whole bunch of these like nice fine shavings from, yeah, something like that. From the table saw stand build. So we're gonna use those as our starter for here today. And then I've got some kindling here. I'm gonna get this put in here. I'm gonna be very because yeah, this is definitely the most awkward setup I've ever done. But I hope you all have fun though, because I mean, I'm intending to have fun with it, because this is actually something I really, really, really want to do, like, more things of. But we'll see. We'll see how today goes. Today's kind of like the test of this. Let's get some fire. Woo! Ooh, we're getting a little bit of fire. We're getting a little bit of fire. My inner caveman's going wild. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Actually, let me go grab some kindling from over here. Because I really, really, really want to make the most of this moment of fire. that. Hell yeah. And of course, the moment where I'm like, okay, cool, we've got fire. I start hearing the slight pitter patter of rain. Oh, I'm not trying to get too fire because, well, reasons. I don't need a lot of heat for this, so we'll see how this goes. Kind of fun. Okay. Okay. So we got a little bit of fire going here. And by a little bit, I mean kind of a lot. Hopefully, this will be a good start for today's stream. We'll see. So, I want... Oh my gosh! This thing's so heavy. Actually, I can't even really show you guys. Over here. There we go. Man, actually, I really think I need to... Like, can I level up the view just a little bit for you guys? I think I can. I think it's there. So, first off, I can't. Here, step up. There we go. Lots of fire. Lots of fire. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some water boiling, because right now, with the flames being very flamey, this isn't good for... Oh, I moved my hand away because it got hot. I'm gonna throw all this water at it. Just a good... Woo! That's a nice sizzle. Okay. Okay. That's enough of playing around the fire without gloves. That was the thing I forgot from earlier. So I'm gonna go grab some gloves and I'll be back. But yeah. Oh gosh. Ending up. Woo. Okay, I'm back. And I have gloves. Yay! Whew. Okay. So, we have fire. And we did it on one match. But that was also thanks to the fact we had some really good kindling. Now I'm going to really be watching the, I've got a canopy over this, and I'm burning what is right now a pretty decent fire over it, and I really hope the heat doesn't ruin it. I hope not. Because I don't want it to be ruined, so. I'm going to be a bit of a wet blanket, if you will. I don't want too much fire. A little bit of fire, yes. Too much, no. That's not good. So, I've got so that's my cast iron tea kettle. We're going to be making some tea here in a bit. And that's just going to kind of be like the thing we're going to do while we let the wood catch fire, let the fire build. Because right now, where you see where we have this fire, where it's like really hot, really burning, we've got our wood's catching really well. We actually don't want this. Just going to go ahead and be more of a wet blanket. Because I have a canopy above this set up, and I don't want it to burn. It's pretty high up, and I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but I don't want bad things to happen to it. Woo! Oh my gosh! And I'm actually gonna get up in my chair and get a little comfortable. I'll kind of be looking down more than usual because of, well, I'm actually sitting a bit higher than my iPhone for today's stream, so, but that's just how things are going. So, got water on the fire. We have fire, we have water, and we got some tea. We got some tea ready. Let's go ahead and start preparing some of the veg. So, and we're gonna kind of have that there, and I'm actually just gonna have to like spread my stuff out. Okay. But yeah, just kind of pardon me a little bit, because yeah, this is gonna be a really fun cooking stream. There we go. Bada bang. That's our board. That's our knife. And onion. Yay! So, canopy again, because I'm gonna be super nervous about that this entire stream. Granted. Wait. Oh man, I already got like circle marks on me. But here, fire, eat some onion. Good for you. Eat it. And it's weird seeing chat on the other side of the screen though. And also, I don't know like which side of the world you want to see more, whether it's the fire side of the world or the like hey, we're cooking side of the world. But yeah. So, and also just I don't know, just an old man rambling. This has been a stream I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And it was only until recently that I was actually able to get the equipment together to do this. And hell yeah, I've got the equipment. And my excitement has been so great that this is probably not the best weather for me to be doing this stream. Because it's a little toasty today. I mean, it's not... So, for... I don't know, just like a heads up, like, hey, here's what's been going on my side of the world. In my side of the world, I've been dealing with 100+ degree days for multiple days, like the past week. And... no... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Eventually I'll get good at this. But yeah, we've been having like some really, really, really warm days, and today's better. Today's honestly I'm gonna eat that. Damn, that's good. I love onions. Onions are great. But yeah. The weather in my neck of the woods has been hotter than hell. And today's better. And the forecast is basically it's all up from here. And the thing is, man, hearing more thunder in the distance. That's not ominous at all. Let's just say it's not quite fall weather yet for doing this. This ain't really the best weather for like doing something as crazy as this. But burn, onion, burn. Burn, onion, burn. So yeah, this is going to be a worm stream. I'm going to probably be sweating a fair bit. Even though I have... Ooh. I think the water's going to boiling. I think that water's going to be great for tea as soon as I get done finishing this onion. So that's the first half of the onion. And in case anyone here doesn't really know about like campfire cooking and stuff, you always want to build your fire, and then you want your fire to die down. Why is the fire looking so purple? I have no idea. Why are those ambers looking purple? Huh. Webcams make fire embers purple. Did not know that. Huh. I'm gonna have to look into that later. Especially if I'm gonna be doing more of these streams, because having like weird colored stuff is definitely gonna distract from the experience a little bit. Actually. Because the area where you guys can see is all the areas. So I need to... Ooh, onion. Container that holds the onion. Onion container. Because I'm actually only supposed to use like a half a medium onion for this recipe. Granted, its fire's actually burning down quite nicely, so good. Really good. Actually, I would not be a member of the Yamagawa clan unless I poked it. This is actually like a prereq for like being a member of the family that I'm a member of. You definitely have to have a certain level of enthusiasm for poking fires. Actually, yeah, that's gonna hit my workbench. So I'm hoping to do right now is hook into this, hook into my cooking grate. I want to see if I can't move it. Ooh, that might be my best shot. Hot diggity dog it was, so. And I need to, let's find a piece of firewood. Why did I put my smallest pieces over there? I don't know. Okay. Okay. There we go. So, I need to get a decent bed of coals going. Right now I have 2 side pieces, my main like front piece, and a lot of smoke in my eyes. And I'm gonna set that lead down here. Do. So, hopefully, with a diagonal piece across, and that's also kind of it's more like triangular cut. Okay, so this piece of firewood, can I show it to you? There it is, where it's like more triangle shaped. That leading edge of this triangle, that's going to burn more readily, as you can kind of see that's sort of happening here. Because it burns more readily, it's more likely to like actually like burn and stuff. So, whew. Dealing with a decent amount of smoke right now. Yay, smoke in the eyes! But yeah, I'm stoked. Other than that, well, I'm actually stoked for the rain because my locale has not had rain in like weeks. Probably weeks. So, yeah, I haven't had... My locale is so thirsty for rain and water is that I cannot grow tomatoes anymore because the squirrels just keep getting into my tomatoes. And also, if anyone would like to... I feel like the fire is like the main entertainment, so I kind of want to like keep the focus on the fire, but I also want to like kinda be like, hey, look, there's action happening at the cutting board, because cutting board, exciting. Actually, that was a thing I did not do enough of. I did not. Oh, man. Speaking of how unprepared I've been for this, I probably should have prepared some bowls for my ingredients. Granted, if I remember the recipe right, onion container is very full right now. I have a very full onion container. But I'm also really hungry for onions, so I love onions something terrible. But yeah. I'm gonna just get the hell out of onions. And so far my canopy hasn't been destroyed by the fire, which is good. In future streams, I will not be using the canopy. I'm just using the canopy for today because I needed to protect my fire. I needed to protect my iPhone, and I think, yeah, just those two things. Just those two things. Also, by the way, always have a bucket of water. That's very important for safety. Always have your bucket of water. Woo! There we go. Actually, no, a little bit out. Yeah, that's great. Because, like, man, if anyone's here, like, you're here for the fire. Granted, speaking of fire, I'm sure I have some good water for tea right now. So I'm gonna open this up. Grab my tea container. And I'm gonna get me some tea. And I'll probably be taking... And this is a great thing about fire, you just chuck stuff into it. And it burns away. Let's see. I want yes. By yes, I mean gloves. Fire gloves. So, I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna grab a container. Oh! Wowzers, that's hot. Hey now. Oh! Ooh, smoke to the eye. Okay. So yeah, I've got my tea here. I'm actually gonna go. I only like filled it 3/4 with water from the kettle. Then I'm gonna cut the rest with regular water, cause wow, yeah, it's very hot, very hot. But so my game plan for the food that we're gonna make today is to wait for this fire to kind of burn down a little bit. And the way I've got like some tea prepared. This is also why I want to take some time to prepare some vegetables. Whew, man, tea's hot. Yeah, I probably should have took that off a bit sooner. Whew. Well, at least I cut it with... I'm glad I didn't fill this with, like, fully hot tea water. Because otherwise that would have been, like, way too extraneously too hot. Let's continue to cut it with, like, a little bit of more room temperature water. Ooh. Ah. Oh, man, this is great. So I kind of like looked behind me because I was kind of like looking at the how the smoke's coming up, and because of the canopy I have set up, yeah, a lot of the smoke is actually getting directed back into the garage. So my whole house is probably gonna smell like campfire smoke, like today. So, whatever. Just... Oh, okay. I want that fire to cool down. I want it to burn down. I want to get some nice coals going. That fire's going a little too hot. So I want to prep more veg. So I'm going to take a look at the recipe right quick, and I'm going to look through and see what I got going on as far as like the recipe for the... Because I want to figure out like what I need first, because it's basically onion and garlic, which I've already got I've got pre-minced garlic, so I've got that. Cover pot with the salt, pepper, water, low heat. Okay, so carrots. Carrots is gonna be the next veg. We have our next veg. Man, I feel like this tea is just gonna be hot forever. Actually, you know what? I know this tea is gonna be hot forever. So, excuse me a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and don the glove of safety. And create a spot near my firewood pile, which is basically on the opposite side of the station. My cooking station, if you will. And I'm gonna take this pot off the fire. Whew. That's some steamy cast iron, actually. Can I show you guys this? There it is. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Look at that cast iron steam. And that's actually gonna... And one of the nice things with cast iron is it holds heat really well. So that's probably gonna be my supply of tea water for this whole stream. And I'll be able to leave it there. And it'll be hot water for all stream. And you can also kind of see my knees a little bit. And the fact that I am a fan of the blue big box store, not the orange one. But enough of that. Enough of that aside. I gotta show you guys what you want. Or I presume what you want. I don't know, this is what I would want. I would want the fire action. Give me the fire action. Actually, I need to hook it in like that, bring it over. So I'm gonna bring over this one piece of rebar a bit closer to me. Hell yeah, sweet. So, one important principle with cooking, especially over at campfire, is you want to create zones of heat. So like over here by me, there's not really a lot of like action or anything. And then over here, I've got some action, I've got heat, I've got flame going on. What you want to do is you want to create like little areas of heat. Granted, this is easiest if you're working with coals. Like if your actual like wood burns down and like all you got's coals, which that's the ideal circumstance. So this campfire is probably gonna have like all the basically all the fuel it's gonna need for most of the stream. Depending on how the weather turns out, which according to the weather report for my location, I should have had rain by now. And it kind of did. I kind of heard like a brief bit of rain droplets. But since then, I haven't heard anything. It's weird. Weather's weird, man. Okay. So, in the interest of preparing our next ingredient, there it is! Carrots! Yay! Woo! And man, I really wish this tea could chill the drinking temperatures. I'm really glad I decided to take my pot off the stove. Actually, yeah. So this plastic bag that I got, I'm gonna set it off to the side, and plastic bag is going to basically be what I use to... Man, look. Okay, I'm going to take a moment. Pardon me. Pardon me, chat. Pardon me, whoever. You guys deserve a fuller view of the circumstances. Unless that fuller view apparently is Damn it. Okay, so the fuller view that I was trying to go for interferes with my... interferes with the iPhone's tracking. But I think I've got a compromise here. You can see fire, you can see my cooking area. That's what I want. Bitch. The next thing I want is my peeler. Peeler! And we'll just start peeling carrot. Peeling carrot. But what about all the skins and detritus and stuff like? I'm practically outside. Which, fun fact, you can't really tell, but roughly where this peeler is, this side of the world is outside of, like, my house, and then on this side of the world is inside my house. So, I'm literally on the boundary of the inside and the outside. Actually, that fire's starting to burn down nicely. Great. Hopefully by the time I get these carrots done... Granted, as far as peels and stuff, I can just chuck it off to the side. Ooh. Is it actually going to storm now? I don't know. The wind kind of picked up a little bit. Just like, ooh, are we getting rain now? Actually, finally. Woo! There was a leaf on the, well, the leaf hit the edge of the fire pit and proceeded to not be a leaf anymore. Huh. This is definitely going to be one of those streams where, like, if I'm being 100% honest, I genuinely don't care if anyone watches me or not. This is fun. This is fun. And also, most importantly of all, this is crap I've wanted to see a VTuber do, so I'm here. I'm a VTuber, and I'm doing this shit. Is my tea finally okay to drink right now? Please be so. Ooh, yeah. Oh, man. That was a brief gust of wind. Ah, man. That's the ticket. Okay, cool. Carrots are peeled. Kind of. Sort of. I don't care. I'm gonna cut them in chunks now. Seems like the wind's starting to pick up a little bit in my neck of the woods. And blowing smoke into my eyes, something terrible. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut these into, like, chunks. Wait, have I think I mentioned the recipe I'm using today, right? I mentioned it on Twitter. And do I want that last bit? I'm making a stew, so yes. If I wasn't making a stew, I probably wouldn't use that last bit. And so with my scraps, the onion I was throwing in the fire because I like the smell of burning onions, but scraps of the carrots, we're gonna just chuck that into the garden. Because I can actually do that. I can chuck the offcuts of what I'm working with straight into the garden from where I sit. How does carrot skins taste? Fine. Carrot skins taste fine. Delightful. Random, the fire's actually starting to burn down nicely. Like, that's actually a fire I can cook on. Which I think, well, I do not think, I know. Once I finish getting these carrots prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm actually gonna go ahead and start cooking on the fire. Yeah. What's up, Doc? Off to the other world with you, and then for this delicious. Darn it! Oh, that's stupid. That's to be expected. Proceed to eat more carrot. Carrot's good. So, I was a little negligent on the amount of bowls I should have brought. And that's definitely a Sugi problem right now. But yeah. So I'm pretty happy with the... If I finish eating this carrot. Okay, there we go. The carrot's down the hatch. So, I'm pretty happy with where the fire's at. I have a good burn. Not too hot. Not too cold. Something that feels like really stable. Something that I could definitely work with. Tea kettle's still tea kettling. So, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my pot. Because we're making pot dish. So, let me review my recipe while also blinking the sweat out of my eyeballs. Okay. Okay. Oh. Don't want you guys to see my see me looking at the recipe. Okay. So, what's on? Ah, there you are. And olive oil. Woohoo! We got our olive oil on there, boys. And like all great things in life, it's Kirkland brand by Costco. Costco is love. Costco is life. I was actually there earlier today with my Emoto. She actually peer pressured me into a purchase. So, I've added the oil to it. We're going to let that heat up. Once it gets warmed up, I'm going to add onions and garlic to it. And how much garlic? Actually, let me check my garlic amount. I think it was 2 cloves. Which for the garlic, one moment. Boop. I'm going to be using minced garlic from this. For those who may or may not know, this is actually the same minced garlic, I believe, from the curry stream that I've had, and yeah. Dayton, Ohio. Hoping this would actually have, like, an amount of, like, how much of the minced garlic to, let's see, this is one... I've got a half tablespoon measure here. Shop continues to be unworldly smoky. But that's fine. So we're just going to continue to let that pan heat up. Damn, that's some good green tea. Granted, it's also Tazo green. Tazo's just a really good brand. But yeah. As far as stuff that's like happening and stuff, on the schedule, I committed to a Sunday stream. Yeah, I don't know if that stream's gonna happen or not, simply due to the fact of I literally have blown apart my entire standard shop setup for this stream, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it back together in time for tomorrow's stream. So Tomorrow's stream is going to be pretty iffy. If not, it's probably not going to happen. So sorry to let you down. I know there's a lot of people who want me to do early morning streams, and like, if that's stuff people want me to do, I'm more than happy to do it. It's just, damn, I'm a working man, so I normally can't. But Monday is going to be a holiday, a federal holiday here in the U.S. called Labor Day, where laborers, like yours truly, get to actually have a day off. And I'm hoping with that day off, I'll be able to... So if Sunday's stream doesn't happen, it'll just get moved to Monday. So that... Oh, God. Love tea! Actually, how... I feel decent amount. Not sure if I need to put a little bit more on the fire, but that should be a reasonable amount of heat. Actually, I can find out. I'm gonna grab some... Normally, be smoking or something. Ah! Warm, but not super warm. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the onions that I was gonna add. And if it looks like I'm adding too many, your boy loves some onions. Damn, I love onions. And they're starting to sizzle nicely, though. Great. So, got the onions on, and they're starting to sizzle. It's good. Do you like sizzling? Is that what I got? That's what I got. And also, if I just need to, like, bump up the heat on the fire, that shouldn't be, like, too terribly difficult to do. But yeah. So since the onions are getting pretty good and cooked, let's add some garlic. The next level onion. Just gonna do 2 of that. You know what? I believe in overkill. We'll hit it with a little bit of overkill. So we'll do that. So, done with garlic. Let me put it in my... So I've got a water cooler. Well, cooler, just in general, on the other side of me. And I've got all the ingredients for this that need to be chilled. They're over there. So. I love tea! So, for now, we just let the onions and garlic saute. That's all we gotta do. Don't translucent. And then, ladies and gents, we get to add the meat, or the niku, as other people say in other parts of the world. And then that just gotta simmer for like a half hour. So, I've also got, these are potatoes from the potato harvest stream that I grew myself. And these are going to be part of our dish. But I'm not going to start prepping these until I get the meat in. Once I get the meat in, then I'll start prepping these. But we get there when we get there. Woo. Yes. That's the smell. That's the wonderful smell. Let's play with this. Granted, I'm really glad with the fact that I'm not like using too high of a heat, because that's actually something you... Because if you're a campfire cooking, it's really easy to overheat your food. So right now, I'm basically getting a low sizzle out of my onions and garlic with the oil in my pot. And that's what I want. That's really what I want. Wow. Okay, if I'm blinking really weird to you, yeah, that's because of all the smoke my eyes are inhaling. So, don't be worried about little old me. Oh, man. But yeah, also, chat, have you seen a mouse electrocuted to death? I did today. I think I've mentioned it a few times on stream or whatever, but what I do in IRL is I'm a HVAC guy, and got some calls today, had to go fix some ACs for some people. And one of the problems my customers had was a mouse decided to put itself between two 220 volt electrical contacts. In case you don't know, that's a lot of power going through a small body, and yeah, that mouse had eyeballs, but it did not have eyeballs by the time I found the poor guy. But it was also just like, wait. The little thing off my teeth fell off. Be gone with you. Into the fire. Oh yeah. I got to see, but when I was like first starting the service at their AC, I was like, man, something smells dead around here. What's dead around here? I don't know. And then I found out it was dead mouse. Okay. Oh. I've got fire cooking. I wonder if the heat's a little too low. Because I'm getting pretty good sizzle. I wonder if my fire's not quite as much along as I would wish. Because I was actually thinking this would happen a bit quicker. Oh. Actually, no, I don't need to go in from that angle. I need to go in from here. Look it around. And... send. No. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm gonna go grab some firewood. Firewood, like... roughly like so. Gonna need some adjusting. Hey now. There we go. There we go. That's the ticket. Yeah. Woo! Don't underestimate wood smoke, chat. Wood smoke's something terrible. And... now I have to monkey puzzle my little prong fork thing. So I'm just gonna move this over to here because I'm gonna get a pretty good surge of heat. Hopefully that good surge of heat will help me get all this fun stuff cooked. I feel like this is taking a little bit too long. So I figured I'll go ahead and throw on a piece of wood. Let that, like, kind of, like, flare up. Kind of add a little bit of extra heat to everything, and then... yeah, we'll go from there. Because if I just need to, like, pull the heat down a little bit, all I can do... I can go ahead and just, like, pull the pot a bit closer to me, because I'm trying to keep this area as, like, a low heat zone, and then, like, areas over there, like, a higher heat zone. So, the flames are definitely reacting to the new piece of wood. Should get some pretty good burn. And that's the first round of tea. Cheers! Oh, wow. So that bowl that was sitting here was warm on this side. Wow. Where's my tea at? Oh. Next tea is going to be English breakfast. Woohoo! Man, I'm hoping we actually get some rain, cause like, man, I'm tired of squirrels eating my tomatoes, man. And actually, we're gonna be using a little bit of tomato something or other in today's recipe. Cause that's just paper. And paper burns. So, let me grab glove. Safety glove. Hot tub. Hot water. Woo! Hot water attained. And an unnecessary amount of smoke in my eyes. I think that's going to be a recurring theme, guys. It's me getting smoke in my eyes. I'm just going to cut that with a little bit of room temperature water. Hopefully it's not as like warm as like the water from earlier, because I think the water from earlier was definitely a lot warmer. Unnecessarily so. Ooh. I think some of that garlic's burning. Woohoo! I think I might want to hit that with a little bit of extra olive oil. There we go. Then we'll give it a stir. But yeah, so the onions are definitely starting to look a little burnt. All that fun stuff. So I'm gonna just give that a little bit longer. Hopefully, we should be hopefully getting close to the point where we get to add the meat. Ooh, that's actually still pretty warm. And the thunder continues to grumble in the distance. Yep, that's campfire cooking for you. That's campfire cooking. Yeah. But I hope anyone who's watching, I hope you're having a good time. I'm having a good time. But yeah. I think I'll just let these onions cook for a little bit longer. And then we'll add the meat. And then with the meat, we'll add some water. And I think that's got to boil for... Let's see here. What's the recipe call for? The recipe is the ultimate guide in the wind changing and blew a bunch of smoke into my eyes. Okay, cool. So we'll add beef. We'll add enough water to cover, and then we want to add salt and pepper. And then after that, then that gets to cook for a half hour. Yay! Oh. We'll just let that do its thing. Whew. Matsui! It's definitely a little too it's definitely a little too warm to be doing this. But a certain someone, namely me, got a little too overeager to be doing this. And now here I am doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna go reach behind me. Reach into this cooler. And meat! Woo! Take that, cooler. So, wait. Ooh! I'm starting to hear raindrops on the canopy, which hopefully is which hopefully it will also help cool the canopy down. But John, here is the meat. Yeah. But yeah, this is our next ingredient to add. Apparently I was supposed to get meat with bone, and the only meat with bone at my local supermarket was like ribs, and it's like, that's not what the recipe was calling for, so I just grabbed this instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this to our pot as somewhat gracefully as I can. Woo. There we go. That meat's in there. And then I need salt. Salt. Are you salty, bro? Are you salty? Well, we're gonna be salty. Oh man, that might have been too... That might have been a bit too much. But that's fine. And then some black pepper. Okay. And most importantly, water. And basically we're going to keep adding water until we get the beef covered. So once we get the beef covered, we're good on water. So we'll just stir everything in. Woo! That beef already browned up pretty quick. Let's see, I think that's pretty covered. What do you think, chat? I think that's covered beef. So, we're gonna wait for this to boil. So let's see. Once it starts boiling, we will have hit our 30-minute mark. Because we're basically going to want this to simmer for a half hour. And then once that half hour starts, I'll start working on the potatoes for the dish. Whew, man. Every time the wind direction changes, it just blows smoke into my eyes. Granted, it doesn't help the fact that I've got this canopy up above me. It's actually something terrible. That's pretty warm. Got some water. I'm gonna cut that with some water. Granted, it seems like the rain's actually starting to come, which it's definitely trickling right now, but which is good because trickling is not monsoon, and I genuinely hope I don't get monsooned, because monsooned would be bad. But I'm gonna do a quick check of the recipe because I want to make sure I'm doing everything right. Yep. Meat, check. Bone, not check. Not available. Salt, pepper, check. Reduce heat to medium low. Airing on the side of low. Yeah, I'm over a campfire and I'm pretty sure I got some low heat going. I don't know. What I think I'll do is I'll just... Ooh, yeah. So we'll just move the grate and everything a bit closer to the core of the fire. Because we definitely have a lot more we got a lot more coals and stuff going on over here. So we're gonna basically put it over there just to get all that water, what's gonna become sweet broth over there. We're gonna get that going, and then once we get it going and we need to bring the heat down, all we'll do is we'll just pull the pot closer to this way where we don't have as much fire. Ooh. He's good. I mean, granted, it's Tazo tea, and Tazo tea is good. Took a few sips. A little warm, so I'm just gonna actually... I'm not sure if any tea aficionados are gonna be mad at me for putting a little bit of water in my tea, but hey. If they want to hate, let them hate. I'm okay with that. But yeah, man. So today's stream, I haven't really made any super great effort to promote it or anything, which is probably why no one's in chat, which is fine, whatever. But as someone who became a VTuber to make content that he wanted to watch, and also wanted to push his boundaries as a person, I'm at max happiness right now. I'm really excited for this dish. This is something I've never made before. I'm cooking it over a fire while consuming an unreasonable amount of cancerogens that the state of California would be losing their mind over. It's great! I'm just here having fun. I've got my tea. And if anyone's lurking and being moral support, hey, thanks. I'll take all the moral support I can get. And as I stated earlier, I'm primarily just doing this for my own reasons. People just want to relax while I do so. Hey, thanks. I appreciate you. So we're getting a little bit of flare up at the end of this log. And that's just because that's an area of the log that hasn't really fully broken down yet. Woof. Hey now. Hey fire. Take it easy. Take it easy. And the beef is starting to brown up. I don't quite have the boil I was hoping for just yet. I was kind of hoping for a bit more roaring of a boil. Than what I got going right now, but whatever. Ooh, yeah, I know what I want to do. Give me a minute. I need to grab some stuff. Oh, I mean, stuff over here. Okay, I got some stuff. I've added it to this area. You can kind of see it. So, I've got some nailed offcuts from some 2x4s. And guess what? This is the easiest way to get rid of 2x4s you don't want. Damn. Ah, there we go. Fire poker. Where's my fire poker? 'Cause I want to poke this stuff into this area. So I want to create a high heat area. Roughly over here. Hopefully adding those couple chunks of wood. Hopefully they'll catch well. And we'll get a nice boil going, and then I see the fire starting to kind of start to pick up. Ooh, yeah, now we're really picking up. Now we're cooking with 2x4 technology. That's what I want to see. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get the heat up so I can get like a good boil going. And then once I got a good boil going, I can bring the pot over to my cool area. So. And also adding those blocks of wood will help like get a little bit of extra heat going in the fire. And hopefully keep this fire going for longer. Because I think past this point, I don't need to be using super great amount of heat. But we'll see. We'll see. Yes. Yes. Yeah, you guys can start to see it a little bit. You can start to see some boiling happening. That's it. That's what we want. We want to get a bit of a nice boil going. And I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling it over. So I'm gonna go ahead and consider 7:48 my time. Start of our boil. Yay! Fire! 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 But yeah, that's definitely the push this dish needed. Oh yeah, now we got good. I was correct in bring it off from that direction. So got it kind of boiling a little bit, and now we're bringing it back closer this way, closer to me and this area, and that's going to be good to help lower the heat. And so I hope, as you can see, we got a lot of fire on that other side of the world. Hey, thankfully, that canopy hasn't burned. Other than clouds, I haven't really had much sign of rain. But yeah, that beef is definitely browning up nicely. It's cooking. We're cooking, fam. We are cooking. And I'm gonna look behind. My shop is so smoke-filled right now. The joys of doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna pull this in. Yeah, pull that in just a bit. Then I'll pull this great bit over. 'Cause I wanna make sure I do have like enough pool area for this dish. Please. And it's literally just a puzzle. But yeah, as you can see, one side of our world, we're definitely boiling like a cauldron. And then another side of the world, we're not. So we're just going to be giving it a nice good stir every once in a while. And if I need to add water to keep the broth up, so be it. But yeah, I think we've got a heat. We should be fine. But hoping and actual reality tend to be two. Okay. So, we got that going on. Next to my phone. There's my peeler. So, we're gonna peel some potatoes. Or I'm gonna attempt to peel potatoes. And potatoes peeled. And that will be... We'll get the potatoes ready for the next step. Granted, we're gonna be adding carrots before the spuds, but I just wanna... Since I'm in the middle of like what's basically a wait and see step with the pot, I'm just gonna go ahead and work on the next thing. So that way it's prepared and I don't have to rush to get it done. Kind of curious as to what the time. These peelers have like a corner meant for good for taking eyes out. And also, your boy Sugi isn't really a guy who's super concerned about like getting everything off the spud, skin wise. So yeah, I'm not gonna be super focused on getting everything. And let's see here. But yeah. We get to roundabout this level. We should be good. I'm gonna consider it good. I'm not gonna worry about it. Because I'm Sugi Yamagawa. I see our pot has a nice frothy boil on the other side of the world. So, I'm gonna go ahead, give it a good stir. I'm also gonna go ahead and just pull it a little bit closer to me, because I don't want it to be boiling too much. But if it's boiling just a little bit, that's good, because we just want like a nice low simmering heat. Anything more than that, that's too much heat. And that's always something you have to be like mindful about when you're cooking on a campfire. Is heat control. Heat control is the biggest thing. And the best way to do that is to have a hot area, which is closer to the center in today's fire, and then a cooler area, which I'm maintaining that closer to me. But yeah. Spud! Spud, 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 spud! Man, this one's very it's very circular, so I don't know how well it will skin, how well it will peel, but we'll see. I'm also not, well, I think I've said it too many times. I'm just not a guy who's super worried about getting all the skin off. If these were store-bought potatoes, then yes, I would be a bit more concerned about that, because you don't know what sort of like chemical agents they've been treated with. You don't know about... There's various agricultural chemicals, which, whether or not they're good or not for consumption, and that's just up to you and your beliefs. I don't know what you guys think about it. And personally, that's none of my concern. As whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, lost my spud, man. Lost my spud. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I might eventually do like a stream where I kind of talk about some of that stuff. Because I do know like a fair bit about it. I'm just not like the biggest. I'm not the biggest expert on it. I have definitely watched my fair share of documentaries on various things of that subject. I have seen Fast Food Nation. I've seen Food Inc. Well, no, Fast Food Nation was a book. Fast Food Nation was a book. And I think Fast Food Nation was like the book that actually inspired Super Size Me. If anyone here remembers that from the good old days. I feel like that's definitely like a good old day thing that happened. I gotta get the skin on the side of this. But yeah, it's starting to boil a little bit. And give it a nice stir. So far, this is smelling absolutely incredible. I love it. And I haven't even, like, there's a lot of good stuff that's gotta go into this, like carrot, potatoes. Granted, potatoes are gonna be real nice. But yeah, so looks like we're doing a pretty good job maintaining a low heat. I'm not super boiling, but as you can see, every time I stir it, I get a nice level of steam off of it. But I'm not getting lots of... It's not like boiling like a cauldron or anything. So I feel pretty comfortable with the heat control that I'm doing here today. So yeah, heat control is good. Which is exciting. Means I'm gonna have a good meal later tonight. At some point. Okay. Okay. Tea number 2 is down. Time for final tea, which is also green tea. It's just organic green tea. Ooh. Starting to see a bit of a frothy cauldron. I don't want a frothy cauldron. I'm gonna just pull that back a bit. Because, yeah, frothy cauldron's bad. Because we're supposed to maintain this on a low, medium to low heat. Which is basically, like, we want this to simmer. And... I think I'm good. I think I'm safe. Okay, I'm gonna have that there. Give me a second, and I'm gonna pour me my final cup of tea of the night. Let's drink some tea. We'll prepare it. Woohoo! Oh. That's the ticket. Ooh. Old man's gotta sit back down. Whew. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Wait, what that is? Okay, yeah, just please bear with me for a little bit. So, it seems like the iPhone for the tracking got too hot. Which I think it's because of the radiant heat from the fire. So, give me a little bit of a moment, if you don't mind. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. Get it to a nice, wonderfully drinkable temperature. And hopefully I can get the iPhone back. One moment. I got an idea. Take you. So we'll give this a minute and we'll see what we get. Not sure if you can tell or not, but I added my my tea kettle. So what I think's going on with the iPhone is there's a lot of radiant heat hitting the iPhone, and the iPhone's black. So because it's black, it's basically absorbing all that heat and overheating as a result. So, did not expect that for today. But that is also why this is a test stream, sort of sorts of kinds. I mean, granted, it was a champ. It's held in for nearly an hour and a half, so. Yeah, he's great. I think it needs to, like, stew for a bit longer. And then it'll be, like, really, really good. Yeah, give that a stir. I'm gonna go ahead and peel this last potato, because I've got one more potato. I'll go ahead and get this peeled, and then after that, I'll check and see if the iPhone's cooled down enough to use. Because I hope so. I think for future streams I'm gonna have to look into, like, actually using a piece of sheet metal to just to have, like, a physical barrier, like a line of sight barrier between the iPhone and the fire, and then that way the iPhone will not overheat due to radiant fire heat. Which I think after this potato's peeled, that's probably what I'm gonna go do. Is I'm probably gonna, ooh, yeah, I did just fling a peel into the pot, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Not gonna worry about that. I'm not a picky eater when it comes to potatoes. All potato is good potato. Glory to the potato. What good guys do. I don't know if he was going to be doing the stream tonight or not. Okay, so that is potatoes peeled. And then I'm going to kind of clean off my work area here a little bit. And then once I have a clean work area, I'm going to go dig around for... I should have a piece of sheet metal. I don't know if I have one of the right size, because that's the thing. I need something tall enough to, like, shield the iPhone. So I'm going to go dig around for that. I've kind of put the, my tea kettle as, like, a kind of a temporary blocking to just kind of, like, put it on the fire and it absorbs some heat. So I'm gonna go dig around for some sheet metal and I'll be right back. This. Okay. Oh. So, let's see. I got the iPhone restored, but let's see what we got going on this side of the world. And I'm not super excited for that answer. Yay! Okay. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna close out VTube Studio on my side of the world, and then I'm going to reopen it because I now have a semi-heat shield for the iPhone. So we'll see what we get. Well, if I do this, that, and this. Ah, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. That's how it's gonna play. Okay. Brandon, I know what to do. And the answer is reload VTube Studio at the iPhones. Actually, I'm gonna close it here on my end of the world. Hey, I wanted you to close. Yeah, you're not working right now. You're not wanting to talk to the phone. Okay. It's that side of the world. It's probably gonna take a minute. It really does. That. And let's see what this is. Okay, okay, okay. And that. Yeah! Okay. Yeah, now we're in business. Cool, 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 cool. I know how to troubleshoot VTube Studio because I've used it too much. And I now have a heat shield for the iPhone. Kinda. Sort of. If you follow me on Twitter, I will show you the picture of the quote-unquote heat shield. Tea's good, though. He's really good. So, the fire's starting to die down a little bit. Can you... Here. There we go. Ha-ha! So, I'm gonna continue... So, previously, I was moving the pot away from the main area of the fire. Now that the main area of the fire is dying down, I'm going to move it back over there. Because the heat's starting to lower, and yeah, that's a place where I can set it. Basically, I've been pretty good about running a pretty slow still boil this entire time, so yeah. Doing what we need to do to cook the food. But yeah, let's see here. We are 23 minutes into the boil. So we've got 7 minutes left. Yeah, we got 7 minutes left. And after that, I've got bay leaves and carrots to add. I need to check my bay leaves. Ooh, Yeah, those are some fresh bay leaves. Hell yeah. Cool. Cool. But yeah, for those who just sat through the VTube shenanigans, well, VTube Studio shenanigans, thank you very much. But yeah, that's a lot of the reasons why this stream is such a quote-unquote test stream. It's because I didn't know how many like issues would arise because of my setup. And today, just now, the iPhone overheated due to radiant heat from the campfire, which was fun. And I don't think it's like a super big issue. I think because I feel like I have it at like a good distance from the fire, but it's just like anything in line of sight of the fire is just gonna be like, it's gonna be warm. And like, so this is actually so another note, another related note, this is probably gonna be the only stream I do of this during these warmer months. Today's the last day of August. September is coming up. We're gonna hopefully start entering some cooler weather. My location on the rotation did get a nice little brief bit of cooler weather. That was short-lived. Well, it was a week. I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah. Do this. Okay, I would like to get you a bit more up on there. There we go. So, yeah, we got some cooler weather, and I'm definitely not doing this again until we get cooler weather. Because I have been sweating all day today during the stream. Not like super sweaty gamer, but I've been sweating. Whew. I plan to pour myself a hell of a cold one once this food's done. But that's once the food's done. So, the next step is going to be carrots and bay leaves. Oh, that's delightful. Really? I don't know if I'm going to roll with that. Yeah, I'm not going to roll with that. Oh no. Yeah. Took time. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Great. So, after I add the carrots and bay leaves, apparently this is supposed to cook for like an hour. So, that's supposed to cook for. I'm not gonna wait an hour. Because it's like, it's 8:15 my time, and it's like, man, this is looking good. Look at that food. That food's looking good. Hey, Skill, go away. So, I think what I'll do is I might just let it cook for 40 minutes or so. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. But for now, I think I'm just gonna chill and let the food do what the food needs to do. I'm a big believer in trust the process. Always trust the process. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna finish off this tea because drinking tea at 8 p.m. is a little late for drinking tea. Woo! Fire action! But I also don't want fire. I don't want that on that side of the world. I want it more on that side of the world. Please and thank you. Thank you very much! But yeah, look at that. A nice bubbling cauldron of soup. And I have bread. I have some nice bread. was actually funny. I was looking for French bread at my local supermarket because that's where I wanted to get the ingredients for this, because I didn't want like a super large amount of ingredients or whatever. And yeah, my supermarket did not have the bread I wanted. I was like, what the hell? Supermarket! I expected better of you! Why don't you have the bread I want? So later today at Costco has the bread I want. Because Costco has everything I want. Nearly everything I want. They would have everything I want if they could afford to have that many SKUs. Their beer selection does not have everything I want. But they did have something that I was like, ooh, yeah, I'll have that. I'll have that. And I think I'll actually grab that here in a bit. But I'm just going to wait on that. Because it is almost carrot time. I think once I add carrots and the 2 bay leaves... Oh, there we go. It's time! Woohoo! This... Bloop. Bloop. Okay, that's the carrots. Woo! Now I just need... I'm actually going to stir the carrots in right quick. Because I want to. Carrots are stirred in. Next up is... bay leaves! Bay leaves! Woo! Seasoning. So, we're gonna put 2 bay leaves in this. If I can get them out. Boom! 2 bay leaves. And bloop. And then bloop. So, that's our bay leaves in. Yeah. And according to the recipe, this has to cook for an hour. I'm not excited about that. I don't think it's gonna cook for an hour, but I'll see. I don't know how much patience or like ability to talk, because I was kind of thinking this like next step of the process would be like another 30 minutes or so, and then the recipe's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's gonna be like an hour, and it's like, I definitely was rushing and over prepared, trying too hard to be ready for stream. But on that note, he is done. And the tea bag is gonna go into the garden. Because I can chuck things into the garden, just straight into the garden. And kind of move that a bit closer to the fire. Because it's not quite boiling the way I would like to expect it would. Probably because of the... What is it? What's the word I want to use here? Like it's just not getting the amount of radiant heat that it needs to, or what. So I'm just gonna put that there. And that can stay there. I don't know, it's gonna get hot. Anything around here is just hot. I'm hot. Well, not aesthetically. I don't consider myself so. I consider myself perfectly average, which is fine. It's fine. But whew, it's definitely atsui desu right now. So, whew. But yeah, the soup's looking really good. But yeah, now that we got the carrots and whatnot in, Behold! Kirtland French bread. Actually a pretty long piece of French bread, too. And I was actually, debating whether or not to buy it. So I actually shop at Costco with my sister, sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. More times than not. And I was debating on getting the bread, but she also reminded me that, hey, because, like, this is a lot of bread for one silly little guy. And she was just like, you could just freeze the rest. And that's actually what I did, is I actually cut the other loaf in half and froze it. And yeah. Yeah, I'm a little sorry that the... Actually, can I bring the camera in? Just a hair, maybe, kinda, sorta. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, she reminded me that I could freeze, like... Because it comes with two of the baguettes. And I was like, I don't need that much bread. I'm not the type of man who needs that much bread in my life. Man, this is starting to thicken. Good. Thick soup is good soup. Granted, I don't know if it's covering it quite as well. If I need to add more water, I'll go ahead and add more water. Whatever I need to do. Whatever I need to do, I'll do it. Whew, okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Well, so my iPhone once again complains of the temperature being too hot for it, and therefore I'm gonna go ahead and I also kind of I need to use the little homesteader's room, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a quick BRB, and I'll BRB. Be right back. Okay, so looks like my heat shielding solution for the iPhone was definitely very temporary. I've repositioned some things, and I think it'll be better. I'm gonna go ahead and just err on the side of caution and probably wait like 5 or 10 minutes. So I'll just let that do its thing. Meantime, we'll give stew a nice little stir. Definitely looks like it's definitely thickening, I think. Granted, we've definitely added ingredients, so definitely have a nice steaminess to it. I'm gonna go ahead and just splash it with some water. Just because I don't want the I don't want the ingredients to be uncovered, is what I want. But yeah, so just as kind of like a thing to yap about. Speaking of Costco, here is Sugi Yamagawa's beer purchase. It is Sierra Nevada's Oktoberfest best beer. And apparently it was a collab beer by Gutman, which I think is like an actual German brewery. Yeah, the can does not have flavor text. Sugi Yamagawa is a person who actually likes beer with flavor text. So, let's crack this cold one open. And also, this isn't the first one of the night for me. It's the first one I've had since stream start, which is like 2 hours. Granted, I am always drinking plenty of water, because water is important. Ooh. Oh, wow. So, it definitely has, like, a lot of the standard notes that you would expect from a fest beer. Definitely is a bit more on the... Definitely has a bit more of a malt punch to it. Versus just like a standard, well, what some people would consider a standard, best beer flavor. Woo! Okay. I need to be careful with this. But I'm just trying to get my pot a bit closer to the fire. Okay. We're going to consider this reasonably successful. But actually, pretty good amount of heat, but I'm going to add one block to it. Give me a minute to let me grab a block of wood. Oh. Here's my block of wood. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. Is always the most important thing. Doing so safely. Okay, so that's reasonably okay. Actually, what? Could move some coals around. That's gonna work. That's actually gonna work probably a lot better. Oh, old man needs to sit down. Old man's old man. But yeah, so one of the downsides of today's stream, as you can clearly see, is that my iPhone has stopped working due to too much radiant heat from the fire. But the plus is it's actually gotten pretty dark in my neck of the woods, but I still have, like, this area of the world, like here and stuff, I still got a decent amount of light. I definitely think things I will try to improve upon next time is I definitely want to get a I want to work on getting a higher camera angle, What I have going right now is okay, but it's not the best. Because ideally, my vision for a lot of these like streams and stuff is like for you guys to be able to have at least as much of a view of the fire pit that you have right there, and then and then also to have a full view of my cooking area. I don't got that right now. Yeah. Let's get that on that one piece of rebar. Got a little bit of flame up. Trying to give our stew a little bit of a stir here. Bay leaves are still at the top because I actually apparently have to pick those out later. But it's steaming and cooking pretty good. Pretty good. No, my camera's at its limit with that amount of inside angle, so I have to definitely be a little bit more mindful of that. But that's for the future, so. But as I've said multiple times on this stream, this is genuinely a test stream, so just do it. Figure out what works, what I need to do. Apparently the iPhone needs a heat shield. Because the radiant heat will just cause it to overheat. I mean, I am actually using a older model of iPhone. I basically bought a older refurbished iPhone for like streaming and stuff, which was definitely like a good thing in like my budget at the time. I might upgrade it at some point. I don't know. I don't think I'm quite at that point, but who knows? Maybe eventually that might happen. Yeah, but yeah. This beer from Sierra Nevada, it's definitely not a disappointing beer at all. It's not a disappointing beer at all. Ooh, I'm getting pretty good frothy boil there. So, I don't want to avoid a frothy boil. We definitely want to have a nice little bit of heat. We definitely want to have a nice like little bit of steam coming off, as you can kind of see. But I'll keep giving that stirs as needed in order to help distribute that heat and help it cook properly. Let's see here. Like, we're technically 20 minutes into what's supposed to be an hour-long process, so just gonna. That's also a thing I want to kind of incorporate here. Is a little bit of that pot. Is a little bit of the pot rotation, so that way, like different areas of the pot will experience different areas of, well, kind of help more evenly distribute the heat. Because, as I've stated earlier, like heat control is like the number one thing you gotta be like mindful of when you're like cooking on an open fire like that. Whew. But yeah, I've got a beer. Night has fallen. It's not quite as cold as I would like it to be. At least as far as like spending time around the campfire. I'm not quite at that point. But man, this is a good day. This is a good day. It's gonna be even better once I actually have food. Actually, how long are the potatoes supposed to cook for? Because I don't think the potatoes cook for long. Once the beef is tender, add potatoes, tomato paste, and splash lemon juice. Cook potatoes for another 20 minutes until the potatoes are fork tender. Woo! Okay. Fun. So, what that read of the recipe has just told me is that this isn't going to be done for at least an hour. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I have beers. Don't know if I've got all the topics in the world, but But yeah, the inspiration for today's recipe. So, I was actually my original plan for today's stream was actually, let me go get it. Let me go get it, because I actually beforehand. Oh gosh. But I was gonna start with an appetizer. And this was gonna be my appetizer. But I realized this style of meal doesn't really call for, like, I don't need to have an appetizer for a meal like this. It's a pretty good sized meal. It's definitely gonna be filling. I'm definitely gonna eat a fair amount of this food. And then the rest is gonna get thrown into the fridge, and I'm probably, let's see here. Technically speaking, Sunday is pizza day for me, but I might, well, Sunday is one of my 2 pizza days. Sundays and pizza, oh, goodness gracious. Sunday and Friday are my usual, like, days to have pizza. But that's not going to be the case this week, because with Monday being Monday's a holiday for me, so I'm not gonna do pizza on Sunday. Because I'm gonna have leftovers from this, I have leftovers from some other food I've food prepped. So I'm gonna work on eating all that. I wanna consume all that food before I actually start cooking food that's like that will just stay, because right now all my pizza's frozen pizza, and whether I consume it on Sunday or 3 Sundays from now does not matter as far as the freshness of the food. This food here, I'm sure even sitting in my fridge, I should probably consume it within the week I've prepared it. So I'm gonna focus on that. And also I want to eat this bread too. Actually, when I froze the other baguette, how do French? Baguette? I don't know. I'm gonna go with baguette for now. If anyone wants to prove me wrong, by all means, be welcome to do so. But yeah, that. When I was so my loaf pack comes with 2 of them, and when I was preparing the other one for freezing, I cut it in half. And then after I cut it in half, I took a thin slice of it because I was like really terribly hungry at the time. And I tried it and it was just like, oh my gosh, this bread is so good. I'm actually really excited to have the bread with this like soup. I mean, this is basic. I mean, this is literally beef vegetable soup. And I'll say things. The original conversation started with... Wait. Okay, I should stop poking that. I'm going to stop poking that. So the original conversation started off with like the original inspiration for what I originally wanted to make. Well, I was a little unsure. I actually recently I purchased a book on grilling, and that book is really good because it's not only just about recipes, it's also about process, which is really nice because for me, I don't necessarily want to do like grilling streams. I mostly just want to actually just do what I'm doing here now, campfire cooking streams. So with the focus of the book being on process versus the actual recipe, that's actually going to make a lot of the like suggestions in the book, recipes, what have you, cooking methods. It's going to make it a lot more applicable to what I'm doing now. So I'm actually really excited to have that book and read through it, pick up some recipes, and yeah, hopefully have some like good stuff to make for both myself and maybe inspire some of you guys. That's my hope. For now, I'm going to be a man who consumes beer in darkness and in light, because my side of the world's in light, but the rest of the world's in darkness right now. Granted, it sucks with the canopies. I can't see the stars. Granted, I think we've got a little too... I think the clouds... It's a little too cloudy right now for stargazing and stuff. Granted, I'm going to give this a stir, and I think I'm willing to head over to my handy-dandy iPhone and see if it's happy cooling down. So, give me a minute. I'm going to be on the other side of the world. Okay. Yay! The iPhone's restored. Downside is things aren't restored on my side of the world. Right now, I'll try just a simple connect and disconnect. I am not optimistic. I am, yeah, that optimism. Completely unfounded. Because that's just how this is. Actually, I need to have that. Do this. That. Pardon me as I away for a little bit. And we'll see what we get. Because I really would like to be animated, and I feel pretty confident about the... Yep. Is that what I gotta do? That's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. Okay. Delightful. Well, if you guys just bear with me for a little bit, I got software issues to address. Yay, that's that side of the world, and then if I do... Usually this is the trick, but we will find out. Woo, excuse me. Yeah! That is the trick. I'm back. I can wiggle. Yay! And I think I've got my quote-unquote heat shield positioned where I need it to be. But yeah. So hopefully it should be good on heat shielding for the iPhone. And also, I don't know if you can't tell, but yeah, this fire is also starting to kind of like burn down a little bit. Which is good, because that's actually technically what I wanted to do. Because at this point in the cooking process, I just want a nice hot bed of coals. Granted, I just pushed a piece of firewood up there, and I should get a pretty decent flare up off of it. That is now currently occurring! Yay! And I'm going to continue to sip and enjoy my delightful October. Wait. Did I talk about today's inspiration? Okay, finally. Words out of mouth now. Today's inspiration for the stream was from one of my absolute, favorite anime from last year. Was campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. I actually watched the first episode of that series last night, and it's not this exact recipe because he used bacon, and I'm using beef because I'm more of a beef versus pork guy. Those are just my preferences. Oh, hell yeah, we got some fire going. We got food cooking. Food cooking! But yeah, campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill was the inspiration. And I think this was the first recipe he cooked. No, this was the first dinner recipe he cooked. It wasn't the dinner recipe he cooked when he met Finnear, but it was the one from the night before. Because the first recipe he cooked, I think he just made some sandwiches and some miso soup. I think that was the first recipe he cooked. And then the second recipe he cooked was this. This was his first dinner recipe. Was pot au feu, which is French for basically pot you throw. It's basically you have pot. You put veg and meat and different things in it, and you mix it in and cook it. And then it's good. The end. That's it. That's all there is to it. And in case you don't know, I'm a big fan of that. I'm truly a big fan of that. I love easy, simple recipes. Because I am an easy, please, and simple kind of guy. But yeah, actually, I haven't done a pot rotation for a little bit. Rotate the pot, and bring it a little bit out. Because I've got a bit of flame going right now. And this is actually the other side of that oak log from earlier, so you can't really tell right now because of the camera angles and stuff, but on this side of the fire pit, kind of where the pot is past, I actually have a pretty nice cool area, actually. Can I just move this temporarily? Will you push? Please push nicely. But you can kind of see here, I don't have a lot of coals or anything. So that's a really nice, cooler area. And that's basically your best way of heat control is one, work with coals that you can easily stir and pile in areas where you want that heat to be heat. And then the other side of that is to have areas that are cooler and not as demanding with heat. Granted, I'm actually at the point where the shop doesn't have as much smoke in it as it used to. Earlier in today's stream, there was actually a fair amount of smoke in the shop. Oh wow, this is an ooze lab level of smoke I got. And I think I finally got the heat shield right with the iPhone. Which I'm a little nervous on. And if it dies again, I'm honestly just gonna not fuss with it for the rest of the stream because I'm tired of fussing with it. And I'm just gonna live with whatever position I'm in. Cause yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna just live with that. But I think I've got the quote-unquote heat shield where I need it to be. So hopefully that should keep the iPhone from overheating. But that is that is the goal of today's stream, is to 1, make delicious food. I'm optimistic about that. Really, really, really optimistic about that. 2 is to figure out and iron out any kinks that I need to figure out to do this type of like content. This type of like stuff, because like there's a lot of VTubers and whatnot out there that do cooking streams. Like that's pretty common, and honestly I like watching cooking. I like that. I'm glad there's people who make cooking streams and stuff. But I also want local VTuber cooks food over fire for chat's amusement, and also for my desire to eat food. So yeah, that's today's goal, is to iron out the kinks of cooking food over a campfire, cause I am a fan of Yuru Camp, and I definitely really want to make some of the recipes from Yuru Camp. So yeah, I'm just gonna be a little honest about that, just gonna be a little forward with all of you. That is something I really want to do. But also, just like it's just been real fun watching that show, seeing the recipes they make, and just being like, okay, I can use my campfire cooking streams and whatnot as a test bed for what I actually want to do when my ass is in the woods. So sorry to use you wonderful people as guinea pigs, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, got a nice low heat on our pot of soup. And also, this is the thing with like anime and video games and various other like otaku media. They make this look really damn easy when like, no, this isn't really damn easy. At least the process of this, like, because it's like, oh, you just do this stuff and like you're done, or you just like do like the prep part, which is the part of like cutting up your meat, cutting up your veggies, what have you. It's like, oh, you just got to do this and you're done. And it's like, nah. I live in the real world, and this is what the real world is like. It is sitting over a fire. Well, yes, sitting over a fire, sweating, enjoying a beer. Which, I mean, honestly, this is like the nice thing about the real world, is you can enjoy beer. Like, I think that was like one of my like favorite like funny things about campfire cooking was the anime. Was the fact that like the MC would literally just like crack open one can of beer and just be like, "Yay, I have beer, I'm happy." And I'm like, bro, what a lightweight. Like, not to be a shamer or anything. I mean, I genuinely don't want to shame people for being lightweights or anything, but like one can of beer and you're like good, like good, like okay. I mean, you do you. I mean, it's your life. And honestly, like, I'm not really like the type of person who wants, under no circumstances, do I want to be the type of person who pressures people to drink. Under no circumstances. Because if people don't want to drink, they don't want to drink. Alcohol's a poison. And if people don't want to consume that poison, good for them. As for me, I enjoy my terrible decisions. I enjoy my terrible decisions incredibly, maybe not incredibly so, like, deeply so? Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my decisions. But yeah, that's the Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest Fest beer. 6% ABV. Collab with, was it Guntman? Yeah, I think it's Guntman edition. But yeah, I gotta say, like, for an Oktoberfest, it's pretty solid. Sierra Nevada hasn't really done a lot of beer that I've been just, like, outright disappointed. I'd find it honestly weird if Sierra Nevada did a beer that I was, like, outright disappointed in. Like, that would be more of the exception versus the... What's the word? Like, their beer being good is, like, the normal thing, but the beer being bad is, like, not normal. Granted, I do have a coworker who has got a bit of a chip on his shoulder with Sierra Nevada because they did I think it was a Hefeweizen beer that was good. It was really good beer, but they turned it into a Crystalweizen by filtering it, and he was so disappointed by them choosing to turn it into a Crystalweizen that he just, like, stopped buying Sierra Nevada. Which, I mean, hey, like, if a brewery has a beer that's near and dear to you and then they just, like, do something weird with it, and you're just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go get my beer from someone else, like, hey, that's fair. That's fair. Goodness gracious, I keep looking at where the chat box is, where my chat box used to be, not where it is now, because I moved it to the other side of the screen because that's the side of the screen where my phone is. So, also on, like, just, like, kind of another side note of, like, stuff and what have you, so the webcam that I'm using, it's making that soup look a lot better than, like, what you're seeing on screens looks a lot nicer than what I'm looking at with my eyeballs on it. Yeah. Like, that looks good. That looks delectable. Granted, I also want to figure out why the ambers look purple. That's just wild. But yeah, okay. So, one beer is done. Another should be consumed. Because, hey, I am who I am, and I am a man who likes beer. But it shall be done in the spirit of moderation. Might be like, whoa, Sugi, how can you consume beer? But in moderation. Well, people, chat, ladies and gents, I introduce to you NA beer. This way, you can enjoy your beverage, but not get inebriated by it. Which, by the way, this is actually, like, my favorite way to use NA beers. Is like, hey, I want to, like, drink beer and like drink beer by like have like consecutive beers back to back to back to back to back to back to back. But I don't want to get screwed up by my beer. I don't want to. Moth? Did a moth go by? Excuse me. I gotta look at things. Maybe. Might be a moth in the shop. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah. So, yeah, you might want. Well, might want. Might not. As for me, I like enjoying beers like back to back to back to back. By back to back to back to back to back, I mean like spending probably about half hour, 40 minutes on a beer, drinking the beer, and then cracking open the next one. Like I do want to have a little bit of spacing. I definitely want to have a little bit of hydration. Actually, kind of like as an aside, I went drinking with my uncle once, and drinking with him, he made sure that I had my next beer before I finished the beer I already had. And I'm like, whoa, buddy. Whoa, buddy. I like to space my beers out a little bit. At least let me finish the first beer, order a second beer, and that way I got like a good like 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on like the establishment and how hectic things are or whatever. Like, let me have like a bit of a breather in me. NA beer is like the best breather between beers, because you can drink one beer, alcoholic, you can have an NA beer, and then you can have an alcoholic beer, and then you can have an NA beer, and then you can just basically alternate, and that way you can just like drink beer just like consistently, but you don't get like screwed up or anything. It's great. It's lovely. Oh gosh, I love it. I love it. It's so good. Ah, man. But yeah, this is like my best way to, like, this is the best use for NA beer, in my opinion, is to be like a spacer / separator beer in between your alcoholic ones. So that way, if you want to be like drinking on your beer, you can do so, but you also don't have to get screwed up. You don't have to have your hangover the next day. Just love. Granted, I'm starting to wonder if my neighbors think I'm crazy for talking to you guys. Granted, Rumi-kun has been... So, things that are happening in like my life, my side of the world, and what have you. I live with a roommate, and he's moving out supposedly this month. I don't know if he's gonna be fully moved out this month, and by fully moved out, like he's no longer like sleeping here. But if well, he's either going to be fully moved out this month or not. And he definitely seems to be motivated because he doesn't want to owe me another month of rent. And currently, Rumi already owes me 2 months of rent because he changed jobs, had a car wrecked, and then bought a new one. So he's been a little hard on money, and I'm kind of understanding about it. And I can like my bills are still paid. Like I'm not worried about my ability to pay bills. Like that's all good. That's all good. I'm not worried about that. So I'm not worried about all that. But he still basically owes me like $800 USD. So, but because I've been able to pay bills while not getting that money, eventually I'm going to get that money. And when I get that money, I'm going to use that money for projects. And for projects, I'm going to go ahead and... So it's kind of going to be a big project. It's actually going to be probably the biggest project I'm going to attempt this calendar year. But I am so terribly excited to tackle it. And that is the project that's going to be the biggest project on this channel this year is going to be building the EPA woodshed out of Eastern Red Cedar, Juniperus virginianae. That is going to be the biggest project on this channel this year. There might be a bigger project tackled. I don't really think so. I'm not planning for anything bigger than this project. The woodshed project is going to definitely be like the big thing I'm going to try to tackle this year. It's probably going to be happening later September, early October. I don't know for sure when that's going to happen, but for those who do tune in, I do want to like kind of like talk about like future stuff in the pipeline that I only like give teasers about on like the socials. So it's just a small thing I like try to do for like the people who actually tune in is like, hey, by the way, yada 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 da 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 da. Oh, okay, my fire's smoking. That's not good. I need to stir it. Let's see here. Woo! There we go. Screw you, smoke. Granted, I don't know if I wanna... How much cook time do I got left? I got at least a half hour of cook time. Excuse me a moment. I'm gonna be digging through my wood. Ah, damn it. Short piece, but it's thick. Give me a minute. I gotta dig through my firewood that I got here. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. Just my fire's kind of dying. Because my simmer I kind of had to like stir and manage and all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's just not happening anymore. So I went ahead and threw what's probably going to be my last full piece of oak. I don't see any reason to add any more. Not at this point. There's no good reason to add any more. Ooh. Sorry, I was a little too on the edge. I'm just gonna try and get some coals under this new piece of wood I got. And hopefully, should get a nice catch. Looks like it's happening! Yay! Okay, so we've actually I'm actually surprised we've managed to get through that last hour actually of just waiting for the carrots and whatnot to cook. So in about 7 or so minutes, what have you, it's gonna be time to add the potatoes. So these potatoes are a little bit big, and I don't like that. I don't mind chunky potatoes, but I'd like to get my potatoes to be a little bit more bite-sizey. Like, that's it. I almost tipped my beer over. But yeah, I want to get my potatoes a little... I want them to be in chunks. Okay. Or a little bit. Man, Ooh, there's Bayleaf right there. Bayleaf! But yeah. Getting a nice boil right now. Gonna make some chunky potatoes. Kind of make them like a good bite size, you know? But oh yeah. Speaking of future ambitions, this world of VTubing is definitely like a hard world to stand out in, and I don't think I can be the best at a lot. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I don't think I'll always be like the best at the things I want to do, you know. But I do have some ambition, and I think I'll actually announce that on Twitter after this. I definitely want to be the top campfire cooking VTuber. I definitely want to aim for that. Do I think I will be the top campfire cooking VTuber? What have you? Who knows? But I want to have some ambition, and I want to go for it. And that's kind of one of the things I want to do. Boop. I'm not particular. I'll be honest. I don't really consider myself particularly talented at this, but that's fine. Like, I knew that going in. Like, I was never exactly like the, how do you say, entertainer type. Like, growing up or whatever. I mean, like, hell's bells, I was a homeschooled student growing up. But I definitely want to push myself and my skills doing this. And one of the things Woo! Okay. That peel kind of caused my knife to slide. Less than ideal. But, okay, fine. That's fine. Okay. There. This here. Chunk. Look at those chunks. Look at those big chunking chunks of potato. I love it. Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, I probably will go ahead and reschedule Sunday stream to Monday, because I do want to do more morning streams, and if I reschedule it to Monday, I'm not going to be on call on Monday, so I actually know, like, I'm not going to have anything like weird come up. Granted, I am excited for that build. Like, I'm genuinely excited for that. Hey, both bay leaves are up top. Hell yeah. There we go. I'm excited about that. Because I'm supposed to remove those at some point. Doop. 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 And let's see here. Man. Yeah, that is definitely something that will improve next, like, campfire cooking stream. Is I will have a better camera angle for you, chat. Yeah, I will make that happen, because this field of view is definitely a little too narrow for what I'm doing. You guys deserve better. Chop you, and then chop you. And I think with that, we're done chopping. Shucks, these carrots have been like boiling for nearly an hour. I'm gonna point my knife over there, away from my cables, because I don't want the knife to hurt the cables. up a little bit of the beer roux. Give this a little bit of a stir. Hell to the yeah. I'm actually done with cutting board. Cutting board coon and go live somewhere else. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna need cutting board coon for the bread. So I've got sliced bread when this is done. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna need that to slice bread when that's done. Let's see here. I just wanna, because I'm trying to think about all the things I need to get ready for, like, because I can't believe we just done this. Like, just because when I first read, hey buddy, please don't do that. But when I was like first reading like the recipe and stuff, and it was like, hey, you need to like let the carrots cook for like an hour while checking the meat to be tender. I was like, huh? I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I have that kind of patience. There we go. Hot dog. Tomato paste, because this is going to be one of our ingredients. John, yay. Okay, cool. Whew. But yeah, so I didn't think we would be able to actually accomplish this, but there's technically something I have to do before we get to the point where we can add our potatoes. And that is, I gotta check this beef. Beef has to be tender. 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 Bring it out here and poke it. Seems a little... Beef seems a little on the tougher side. Who knows? Maybe I've been cooking this a little bit too much on low. Well, a lower heat versus a more medium heat. So that might be a thing. So I'm just gonna hold off for a little bit. Probably. I don't have all the patience in the world, so I'm just gonna let this cook. I might just like raise the heat up some. Get a little bit more of a boil going on this dish. And then I'll add the potatoes in. And then I'll let that cook and simmer and do what it needs to do. So. Hell yeah. Look at that broth boil. That's some good boiling broth. So, checking beef in 10-minute increments. Lovely. Beef is tender. Add potatoes, tomato paste, splash lemon juice. Cook potatoes for another 20 minutes. How much paste? 1 tablespoon. Okay. So I'm gonna need 1 tablespoon of the potato paste, which I want to go ahead and grab my tablespoon. It's there. Good. So for now, we'll let this cook, and I'll check it eventually. And not gonna lie, I probably will wait the less than ideal amount of time. Because, yeah. Yeah, the beef should be tender, but hey, you know what? Once I add the potatoes, I have another 20 minutes of waiting before the dish is done. Granted, it should be done. I imagine it'll be done. So we'll got the potatoes, some paste, and then we'll be adding lemon juice. But yeah. Oh. Sorry. My camping chair that I'm using that I'm sitting in for today's stream. Granted, it's been a little while since I've been able to have my wiggles, and my wiggles have been wiggling, so my heat shield for the iPhone seems to be working. Yeah! Yeah, celebrate those victories. They might be small victories, but they are victories. Grace. Please, for the love of God, don't be Rumikun. It is not. Yay! But yeah, so once Rumikun moves out, that's gonna give me a little bit more flexibility with like streams and stuff, because then one, I can be louder. Two, I'll have like less stuff to worry about or manage, because of, I don't know, stuff. Like I won't have to worry about him like just dropping in and potentially ruining the stream. Right now, that's been something I've been having to worry about, but eventually that's not going to be a concern. Granted, the rent money drying up is kind of suck, but I did get a raise at work this week, so yay! So and the funny thing is that raise is actually enough to offset the loss of income from Rumi moving out, so everything's gonna work out in the end, I feel like. But yeah, if any of you are looking for a NA beer in your life, I can definitely strongly recommend Heineken 00. Really good stuff. Let's see here, because Heineken 00 is pretty good. Me and my friends are also big fans of Athletic and their stuff. They're definitely like good beers to be had. Let's see. Other than, because Athletic's good, Sam Adams has a hazy IPA that I think won gold medal at the World Beer Cup, and that's pretty good. If you're into hazy IPAs, and you want like a non-alcoholic hazy IPA, yeah, that's for you. Try it. If you can get it. It's great. Highly recommend it. But yeah, Athletic stuff's good. Heineken 00's good. Blue Moon non-alcoholic is good, but if you're used to drinking regular Blue Moon and you're used to just having like a little bit of the, what is it, the orange peel flavor, the NA version has a much stronger orange flavor to it. I wouldn't say it's quite as much as approaching orange juice, but it's definitely up there. So, but that's Blue Moon's NA beer. But yeah, Blue Moon's NA beer is very orangey. So, if you're used to Blue Moon being like a nice wheat ale with like a little bit of like, just that little bit of hit of citrus, the NA version is a lot stronger on the citrus. So just like a heads up, if like that's your thing, hey, if that's your thing and that's what you like, hey, go for you. I mean, I like them. I don't know if they are good enough to the point where I want to buy them, though. Because honestly, like Heineken's and Athletic stuff is just like really, really top notch, and it's Both are top notch. Both are widely available. So if I want to like alternate my offerings of NA beer, I usually just switch back and forth between those two. That's what I do. Okay, so been a little bit. Try and grab one of these chunks of meat. And we're gonna fork test it. See if it's nice and tender. Ooh. You know what? That fork got into it with... Whoa! Okay. I just randomly, I think, had a piece of wood fall in my shop. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna call it up to. I just randomly had a decent sized piece of wood fall in my shop. And a little bit spooky, but yeah, okay, cool. So, meat's done. It's potato time. So, potatoes in there, and I'm gonna actually, I think I'm going a little heavy with the potatoes, which is fine. Yeah, I definitely went a little heavy on the spuds. I'll go ahead and put that into a good heat, and I'll add some water. We'll just bring the water level back up, because hey, this is gonna cook for 20 minutes. Past this point, I'm gonna grab my tomato paste, grab my tablespoon, and we'll get a I like tomatoes, so we're gonna be perhaps a little too far ambitious, but okay. You know what? I'm just gonna add this little extra for the individual we lost. Bam! And that's also Kirtland brand! That's the tomato paste on. I'm gonna set that off to the side. And then lemon juice. And then for this, I'm just gonna give the canister a shake. I think. How does this work? How does this canister work? Because it looks like there's a. Yeah, yeah. It's the seal thing. Then you pop it up. Yeah. Cool. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, that's plenty. Okay, yay! And now we give this a good stir, because I really need to stir that tomato paste. So, I think got a good little bit of heat, but I've got some chunks of wood. I'm gonna throw some chunks of wood on. So I'm gonna throw. This is a small offcut piece of. Throw that in there, and then I've got this nice chunk of oak that I'm also gonna throw in there. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier or not, but my stool that I'm sitting in, my camping chair, it's starting to come apart. And one of the downsides of that lies in the fact that it is currently poking me. Actually, we're done with that. Put it up there. Tomato paste is eventually going to go in the fridge. And I'll just keep stirring this. So, because we added a whole bunch of ingredients in terms of spuds, like we added a lot of spuds to it, we added water. That is my motivation for adding the wood block. The 2 wood blocks I added. Basically, and that's one of the nice things about having like smaller chunks of wood lying around versus full-size pieces, is you can throw your small pieces on there if you just need, because right now these potatoes need to just cook for like 20 minutes. Huh, it's been that long? Okay, cool. Wow, I can't believe I've been cooking for 3 hours. I've been cooking for 3 hours and I still got time to go. But it's been fun. It's been fun. I've been enjoying myself. So yeah. So I added those wood blocks. We're gonna get a little bit of that extra fire going. So, got a little bit of that extra fire going. Blah blah blah. Oh! How much can I move this? I'm sorry, chat. I'm gonna. Okay, cool. I kind of yeeted the world a bit closer to the other side because I wanted you guys to see a bit more of like the pot. But as you can see, like my pot's not steaming. I'm not getting bubbles, and that's like the big reason why I added those blocks of woods. Yeah, blocks of woods. Block of wood. But that's why I added that stuff, and as you can see, we're getting a real nice flame up coming up around my, what's that? My right shoulder? No, left shoulder. Left shoulder for you guys. Left shoulder for you guys. You can see that flame going. Yeah, if I hunker down a little bit, you can see it. But, yeah. I'm going to be real nervous about that tomato paste laying on the edge of my fire ring. But yeah. Ooh, starting to see some like frothing, some bubbling, so hopefully we'll give this its time to do what it needs to do, and once it does what it needs to do and cooks for as long as it needs to cook, hey, I've got a meal I can eat. Oh dear God. Okay, so on the topic of having a meal I could eat, I am preparing a soup dish. As you can see, I've been using a spatula to manipulate the soup dish. The issue lies in the fact that this is my soup bowl. There's my soup. And this is perhaps my most appropriate container to transfer soup to bowl. Soup to bowl. Okay, so honestly, I'm not even gonna chalk this up to being I think. I know I'm gonna go ahead and I'm probably gonna, yeah, because my ladles are upstairs, so I have to run upstairs and grab a ladle so that way I can actually eat this food that I've spent like the last 3 hours working on. So granted, it hasn't been cooking for that long because I had to get the fire going and all that fun stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my BRB screen. And yeah, I'll go grab a ladle. And I think that's all I need to grab. So give me a minute. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. And I have a means to dispense soup into a bowl. The stream is saved. I will not go hungry. But yeah. This is looking good. Looking really good. Got a nice. You can definitely see a pretty nice steam to it, so that means we got reasonably good cook heat level. I think I've been a little low on the cook level for this meal, or maybe perhaps this entire stream. I don't entirely know. I'm sure if I touch that pot with my bare hands, it will hurt. And then, and speaking of bare hands, for those who don't see me on the social medias, I posted a tooltip the other day. There it is. Kinda, sorta. Can I pull that in? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, don't try to catch saws with your bare hands, kids. It hurts. More importantly, it hurts whenever you wash your hands. In my case, it hurt to wash my hands for like probably like 2 days after I did that. But yeah, I also got another Sierra Nevada. Yay! But yeah, we're gonna just let this stuff cook. Might be, oh my god, might be screwing with my fire a little bit because I think I want a little bit more heat going just to finish this off, because like we don't have a lot of time left. I'm gonna test these potatoes in about 10 minutes, and if they are good, then they are good. But yes, beer, hobbies, food. That is the Trinity of happiness. Kind of, sort of, depends. It matters on the person. For me, those three things are gonna be pretty great. But yeah, so I actually laid out some. Yeah, I did post that today. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I did get my boards for. So as if you see my schedule, the next stream I'm going to do is I'm going to start a CD shelf build. I recently was able to score some pretty good quantity and quality of oak hardwood off Facebook Marketplace. And thanks to that, I'm going to be able to I'm not gifted with words, but thanks to that, I have the material for the shelves of a build I've been wanting to do. The build is a CD shelf. And you might be thinking to yourselves, like, who the hell wants to build a CD shelf in 2024? This guy. That's who. That's who wants to build a CD shelf. And this year is me. Because I recently ordered some CDs. I ordered 4 CDs from Genshokyo Radio. They were doing was it a sale thing? Because they were doing their latest round t-shirts, and I bought the t-shirts. And I think they had like a sale thing on CDs at the time they were doing the shirt sale. So I bought the new shirts that they released and a couple of CDs. Granted, also, I don't know if I'm quite at that point, but eventually I do want to be buying. Back in the day, your boy bought a lot of CDs from Comiket. I've never been to Japan, but I bought a lot of stuff from Japan. And that's going to be kind of the impetus for the CD build is the fact that I'm really short on space for CDs and stuff. And so this is going to be a build where a lot of my builds I've done in the past have been shop furniture, which I see, but I only see occasionally. Like, I'm looking at my utility cart right now, and my utility cart has an iPhone, a ring light, and a heat shield. And my circular saw and some other stuff on the bottom shelf. I see that. I've got the miter. That was a really weird sounding car that just drove down the street. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't hear it, but that was a weird sounding car. But yeah. The most recent build that I did was the table saw stand. And that turned out really well. I was actually... That was definitely one of those builds where I wasn't sure how the process was going to go. But it turned out it did well. I'm pretty reasonably happy with everything. Yeah. Cutting up the lumber at the miter saw, and then, I mean, granted, breaking down the sheets of plywood sucked. That sucked ass. And I don't know if cutting down sheets of plywood is ever going to be anything other than suck ass around here, but that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, like, a lot of the builds I've done have been shop furniture stuff I can definitely get away with doing less than perfect. The CD stand build that I've got coming up, it's going to be a build I'm going to see every day. It's going to be in my bedroom when it's done. So it's definitely going to be something that's the screwing up is less of an option sort of deal. It's going to be that kind of deal. I mean, hey, if there's minor imperfections here and there, I can live with that. Hey, I have a place to stick my CDs, and it's going to look good. I'm really confident I have a lot of confidence it's going to look good, because right now my CDs are spread across 2 media shelves and then 1 bookshelf, which is a lot of shelving, and it looks reasonably decent, but it's not the best solution. And my goal with this build I have coming up is to get closer to that better solution, or a more optimal solution. Ugh. Whew. Goodness gracious. But yeah. So that's a little bit of my thoughts going into that build. I'm excited for it. I'm also a little nervous for it, you know, all those fun things, but it's gonna be great. Like, I have some really nice sassafras wood laying around. I actually was digging through my boards earlier, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm talking about, like, the post I made earlier. And that's, I think I made a post this morning about book matching the boards on the sides. And what book matching is where if you get 2 pieces of lumber that are from the same tree, you can basically make what you're making, you can make it look like parallel. You can make it look like mirror images of itself. Stuff like that. And I actually have some boards that I can do that with. So I'm hoping to do that for my sides. And a lot of the sassafras wood I have that I'm throwing at this build is less than perfect. These are nominally, and by nominally I mean like actual dimensions, 7.5 inches wide sassafras boards. for those who don't really know a lot about trees, especially Eastern North American trees, sassafras is not a big tree. It's traditionally not a big tree. It's usually a smaller to mid-sized tree. So a 7-inch board of 7.5-inch board of sassafras, that's a pretty good, that's a good sized sassafras tree. And that's what I have. I also have like 6-inch boards, but nominally they are 5.5. A CD is roughly 5.5 inches deep. So I don't want to use those boards. I want my shelf, the sides of my shelf, to be a little bit thicker, at least an inch more than the CDs that are going to be on it. But also, it being a CD shelf means I can get away with like a lot of stuff in terms of like the structural the rigidity of the structure and stuff. Because like there are things I'm going to be doing with it that if it was meant to be a bookshelf, I could not do. Depending on the book. Well, books. Books is the issue, because you get a lot of books in one place, they get real heavy really quick. CDs can get really heavy real quick, but... And I will be putting a fair amount of weight as far as CDs are concerned, but... It's not going to be like the level of weight that I would have if I had like a whole bunch of books. So, give this a stir here. I think I actually have both my bay leaves reasonably exposed. Let's see, what's our time? I think these potatoes have been cooking for if I can. I'm gonna put it in my bowl. What should happen? Ooh, that is pretty reasonable. I don't want to use this word, but penetration. Okay. So, where we are at with this meal. I am personally okay. Cool. I've got both my bay leaves reasonably where I can find them because I don't want to. I don't want to bite down on a bay leaf. I don't want that. Neither the spice nor the Pokemon. So, we're gonna let this cook for a little bit longer. Basically right where it is. And then... Yeah, then we're gonna actually pull... I'll pull it off to the side. I'll pull it off to, like... Here. This side of the world. Over here. The food will go over there. I'll get it off the fire. It won't be, like, continuing to cook. It won't, like, go bad or... Well, it won't overcook. I'll keep it far enough off the fire to where it will stay warm. Because, as I learned tonight, even if something is like at least 2.5 feet, maybe 3, the iPhone, but the iPhone also produces its own heat, yeah. Even if something's reasonably close to the fire, it can be warm. At least that bit of tomato paste that's sitting on the rim of the fire pits hasn't like burst into flames or anything. Oh. But yeah, I'm gonna just like sit here, finish up this beer, whatnot, have you, and then after that, yeah, we'll crack up. We'll actually be doing some fun doki doki beer enjoying. Okay. But yeah, it's been almost 3 minutes since then. But I'm gonna continue to enjoy this beer. What a fun day today has been. Don't mind me. I'm just like looking at some stuff. I was just wondering. Do not mind me. I am just a regular guy. A really regular guy. You could even say average. I'd be fine being called average. Goodness gracious, it's nearly 10. Okay. Okay. It's nearly 10 my time, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off. Granted, I'm surprised I'm not like hungrier. So, get that food, pull off to the side. Don't mind me, I'm gonna go grab my fire poker. I'm gonna move the grate. I think I got everything far enough away. Whew. So we got the fire there. We have our stew over here. Actually, I had... Oh, yeah, I got a fork here. Yeah. Gotta pick bay leaf. Bay leaf 1. Into the fire. There it is. Bay leaf. Thanks for flavoring my food, but you're now gonna flavor my fire. I was kind of hoping to have a, I knew this was probably gonna happen when I cracked open this beer, but I actually have my homebrew Oktoberfest that I was planning to have with this meal, but I think I'll just start with this. There's my ladle. Cool. Fire, why are you... Ew. Yeah, crackle. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oops. This smells amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. Incredible. So, I'm gonna just... I've got it spooned over into a bowl, just because I want it to cool down a little bit. Before I, like, dig into it. Excuse me. I have to access French bread! Actually, that goes there. Let me get my... I got some stuff on my bread knife. One moment. Bread knife is free! Go over here. Okay. Hot dog. I think, yeah. I think I'll just take some slices. Actually, no. No. We'll do... this. There we go. Oh man. Yeah, sorry about the quiet there. But yeah, just give me a second to cut some bread. Yeah. Yeah. Boop. Boop. One more. Okay, actually, yeah, we'll just do bread knife by the bread. See if we can create a nice... Woo! Yeah! Hell yeah! There we go, we did it. We cooked pot a fruit. Oh, fruit? I think. I don't know. I'm not the best at English, and that's my native language. So, as wowzers. Okay, cool. I originally thought I may have perhaps been a little low with my heat. I don't think so right now, but I'm gonna just try this carrot. Oh man. Okay. Just off that carrot just now. This is going to be something I'm going to make again. This is something I'm going to make again. Like, hot damn. Like, yes, it's hot right now, but it's good though. Granted, I'm actually going to take a little bit of a moment to soak my bread in the soup, and I'm going to take a bite. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is great. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah. This is good. Like, when I was doing the research for, like, I just did this recipe because this was like the first, like, dinner recipe that was used in Campfire Cooking in Another World. I can see why they use it, why they use this recipe. This is good, like, and well, in the vein of information I came across while I was researching this. This was like called the national. This was called the national dish of France. And you know what, France? If this is your national dish, this is much damn better than a hamburger. Coming from an American. Like, this is good. This is good. This is legit good. Man. Man, what do I want? I tried potato. I tried the potato part. We're gonna try a potato. Hey. Okay. So, spuds. The spuds may have. They probably should have probably cooked for a little bit longer, because they're not quite at that melt in your mouth softness, but they're definitely on their way being there. I definitely feel like the potatoes here probably won't end up like that, but the ones over there, because I'm probably just gonna eat. I'm probably pretty sure I'm just gonna eat this tonight, and that's all gonna go in a container for later. Those, once they get reheated, just soaking in the juice and stuff, yeah, those are probably gonna be in. Those are probably. I'm gonna take some bread, because this stuff's still pretty damn hot. I'm just gonna soak it. Woo! Atsui! But, I mean, good atsui, like hell. Damn, Francie, you got like hell of a national dish. Yeah, this American's really impressed. Like, This is good stuff. Really, I would say the only real weakness of this dish is cook time. Cook time is probably the only weakness of this. Otherwise, it's great. I love it. I'm really glad I went with beef. The richness of the flavor really comes through with beef. So in Campfire Cooking in Another World, Makoda, he used bacon for the meat for this dish, and I just used like stew beef, which I feel like which is also the same beef I used for the curry stream. Technically, you're supposed to use a beef that has bone in it. I think is it brisket bone beef? Actually, I have my phone in front of me. Give me a minute. Beef shank with bone is what you're supposed to use with this. And I'm sure with bone, because like, hey guys, your man Sugi, he is a man who loves his pho. Like pho, the Vietnamese rice noodle soup that's made with like beef bones and all that good stuff. Like, yeah, like I'm sure this would be even better if I actually use like beef shank with bone. But I could only find like stew beef at the supermarket, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna work with. That's what I'm gonna live with. So I'm gonna finish off this beer. Beers finish off. Set to the side. With these dishes, we all know there's a star above all else. And who else can it be? Let's see what this brings. Good. Ooh. Pretty tender. Nice and juicy, not quite as spicy as like the curry was. Well, not as spice flavored like the curry was. Hella good though. Hella good. Wait. I thought I prepared one. Damn it. Okay, so I was gonna... Come on! Like, seriously. Why did I do this to myself? I know I had that prepared beforehand. Okay, so, before I like dig into any more of this meal, I want to find my, pint glass. Because I had a pint glass set aside for my last beer, and it disappeared. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. All I needed to do was stand up. Oh my gosh, give me a moment. Cool. Actually, hey, you're delicious, but make some way. So, this is going to be Sugi Yamagawa's final beer. Some of you may know this beer. Some of you may not. That's fine. So, some of you may know that I brew beer here on this channel. And this is my Oktoberfest. This was basically what we brewed last time. So, get a nice pour going. I've got a little too much foam. Oh. Oh. Sorry, I can't publicly show what I've done. Because I went a little too aggressive on the pour. And now I have far too much head in the beer, so the beer's gonna hang off to the side, and I'm gonna take a few more bites of this, because holy smokes. Ooh, yeah, this is what we're gonna do potato carrot. Mmm. Wow. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay, so the potatoes are definitely getting, like, more savory. I thought earlier today, I thought it was being a little conservative with the amount of heat that I was throwing at the food. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna cut some bread. Granted, based off how this has been so far, I don't know if for a little bit. Yeah, we'll call that good. Yeah. Take this a little bit of end. This is good stuff, man. I'm actually really surprised how well this turned out. Man, normally anime is not like a positive influence in the sense where it introduces you to like new, like kick butt dishes to enjoy. But yeah, like, actually, I want you here, beer here, and then a big smile on my face. Ah. Because life's good, man. Life's good. Campfire. Food. And also, like... a really big thanks to all. To all and anyone who showed up today. Seriously, thank you. I know there's a lot of times where I ask for feedback from people, and I don't always get it, which is fine. Hey, want to lurk? You want to lurk. You do you. No pressure, but I do want to say, like, that's what you do? Thank you. Like, seriously, thank you. But yeah, if you do feel inclined to give me, like, any feedback on, like, anything, by all means, please do so. Like, I'm an individual who's really receptive to it. In part thanks to my age and understanding what it's like to be a young buck at times. Man. What else do I want to... I don't know what else I want to talk about. I'm just gonna sip a beer. Sip a beer and say cheers. And I hope you have some alcohol that you yourself enjoy. And also, it looks like the heat shield's doing an absolute great job, because ever since that second go down, my tracking hasn't failed me yet. So thank you, heat shield. issues I needed to, like, tackle, but didn't know until I was in the trenches. Heat shield. Granted, I gotta say, like, I really enjoyed the Costco bread as just Costco bread. What dipped into the soup is absolutely incredibly next level. Stuff was, like, incredible. Oh yeah, that was one thing I did earlier. I think I thought I threw too much soul at it, but I think I went a little extra with the potatoes. which honestly is fine. Damn. This is good. I'm gonna have a chunk of potato real quick, okay? You're fine with that, right? I hope so. Because I am. My gosh. That flavor. Like, amazing. Another! Then, let's have some meat and carrot. Or just carrot. I'm fine with that. Woo. Yeah. That's top notch. Yeah. So, if anyone wants this recipe, at some point within the next hour, I'm going to share a link to it on social media. I'm going to make a post, and basically another one of my thank you posts, but also just like, hey, like, seriously, like, thank you, and also, like, here's this recipe. Like, this is good stuff. Like, if you... Ooh, dearie me. If you haven't had this stuff before, by all means, like, if you get a chance to try some at some point, do it. It's worth it. It's great. It's good. It's definitely worth your time. And this is basically all preamble for, hey, guys, it's time for this stream to end. This has actually been a nearly 4-hour cooking stream, and for a stream that was meant to be experimental, for a stream that had an iPhone overheat twice, I think this turned out pretty well. I'm really optimistic with this. Once the weather turns nicer in my neck of the woods, and I almost feel a little silly for throwing out my canopy for what ultimately ended up being just a little bit of rain, not like an actual like downpour. Granted, I would appreciate a downpour because things are kind of dry in my neck of the woods right now. So just a guy complaining about the state of things. But I think we're supposed to get more rain overnight. I hope we'll get it. I'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, so there's all that. This is stuff. Also, I will always plug Campfire Cooking in Another World with my absurd skill. It's a great show. It's worth your time. Go watch it. I was actually really excited after the show ended that it was a light novel, but I like my books to be physical, and there hasn't been a physical release yet, and at the time the show ended, I need to check again and see if the show has actually, like, done stuff. If we've got a physical release. I really hope we get a physical release, because I would love to do that. Oh, dearie. Okay, I should probably just not look at what my neighbors do. I think my neighbor's looking at me through their window. Great. Okay, well, enough of all this silliness. I need to finish my food, finish my beer, and clean up this atrocious mess I made. So, with all that, this is Sugi Yamagawa, and I hope you enjoy slow life hobbies wherever you are. I hope you're having a great life wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next one. And with that, bye-bye!